welcome back to another episode of Topics and Tea with your girl Nah. First thing first, before I say anything else, I want to thank y'all. So I surpassed having 50 subscribers. Now I'm on my way to 60. I'm at 57 right now. I thank y'all so much. I think I'm going to do a giveaway when I hit 100 subscribers. Again, it may not be a lot to other people, but to somebody that's just starting out and this is new, I completely and honestly from the bottom of my heart want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for rocking with me. Other than that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your auntie to tell your mom, to tell your daughter, to tell her cousin that, it's going down over here. Over here on Topics and Tea, I have a special guest. And if y'all can see, the scenery behind me is a little different than normal. So, y'all about to see who that special guest is, but make sure y'all stay tuned. As you can see by that title, as you can see by that thumbnail, who that person is and what we're going to be talking about. So let's get into the video. So, hey y'all, this special guest that I was telling y'all about earlier is my mom. This is the first time that she gonna be on my YouTube channel, but y'all gonna see her a lot more. I wanted to bring her up here because, as y'all know, my mom was a single parent, and I told y'all in previous videos that she always held it down. I never got to see the hard part of her being a single parent and holding it down, because I never missed nothing. I always had any and everything that I wanted. I didn't go without anything. So I wanted to ask you, Mom, what was it like being a single mom at it? Because you had me when you were an adult, but you did most of it on your own. So how was that behind the scenes? Because like I said, I didn't get a chance to see the hard stuff. I never seen the hard stuff. But on your end, how was it for you?
It was in the beginning, it was kind of hard, but I had most of the support from my mom at the time. But meanwhile, I did it all by myself.
Yeah. So how was it raising me? Did you ever second guess not having me because of you were, at the end of the day, you were young enough to where you could have still chose to live your life and not have a child? Was that ever a thought where you were I'm just gonna not have her and just live my life and wait? Or was you always felt I'm gonna have my baby, I'm gonna make it work regardless?
No, I felt in the situation I was in at the time.
Yeah. And
I got pregnant with you. I didn't have no choice but to take care of you. I always wanted a child.
Okay. And again, a lot of my strength and a lot of my me not wanting or needing anybody to do anything for me comes from my mother, because she even now she is a Mrs. Fix-It. She don't wait for nobody to fix nothing. She don't wait for nobody to give her nothing. She don't take handouts. She always push through stuff. So for me, it was me seeing her, that's where I get that me being a strong black woman thing from, because I've always felt I had to be strong, because that's what the example I was given. My mother always had to be strong. I never seen her really cry or really be down and out. Literally, if I asked for something and if she didn't have it by the next day, what I asked her for, she miraculously made it work every single time. There wasn't a time where she would be no, I can't do it. She always made it work. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that my dad wasn't in the picture. He just wasn't around, but they were both young at the time, you know what I'm saying? So everybody has growing up to do. So I'm not it's no shade to my dad or anything, but for me, he didn't live in a household with me. So I seen a lot of just me and my mother, whereas my dad, he got to go home. I was with him most of the time. I was with him sometimes in his side of the family. I know everybody on that side of the family, but I really seen the ins and out of my mother and what she had to go through. I also wanted to ask you, now with me being a parent now, do you feel some of the things that you've done transferred over to now how I parent my son?
Yes, it has.
What do you feel
He does an amazing job with a scene, even though his father still is in his life.
Yeah.
But you does an amazing job as being his mother.
Yeah,
I always applaud you for that.
I feel sometimes I'm hard on myself because I know things can be tough. I even tell my mother now sometimes I apologize because I didn't understand some of the stuff as a kid. You don't understand the struggle of being a parent. So now that I have my own son, I be telling her I'm sorry, like, I get it now. Like, it makes sense to me now, like, why, like, certain things had to go the way they did, because I'm a mom now. But I feel like, you know, do you feel like with me having a son and a little black boy, with everything that's going on, like, in the world with black men, do you feel like it should be, like, how can I word it? Like, I should be, like, more on top of him with certain things because he is a little black boy in America?
Yes, you should, because of the fact that you don't want him to lead him to the wrong direction. Yeah. So you guiding him in the right direction as far as he can go.
And did grandma, I want to ask another question. Did grandma always, my grandmother, which is her mother, did she always, like, support you? Like, did you always have that support from her when it came to, like, when you got pregnant and when you had me? Like, was grandma always supportive?
Every step of the way.
Really?
Every step. Mind you, you gotta remember we was living that.
We was with her. We was living with her at the time.
So she was so overprotective.
I know. Because I was with my grandmother all the time. Like, I was always under her. Like, the way my son is with my mother now, he don't want to leave her side. Like, today, he didn't, like, every step I took, I'm telling him to come outside. He want to make sure she coming. He want to make sure she's around. And I was the same exact way with my grandmother. Like, I wanted to be around her. She had me all the time, would drop me off and pick me up from school. So I feel like it's the same. The relationship they have is the same that I had with my grandmother. So I can honestly say that she did. Like, I know she supported you, because I felt like she wouldn't have had it any other way.
No.
And what about my grandfather? Was he alive when you had me?
In the beginning, but he had passed.
Oh, okay. So by the time I got a little older, he was already passed away.
Yes.
Was he supportive when he found out you was pregnant, though? Or did he have, like, that talk with my father, like, you need to make sure you're doing right?
He used to always wonder, like, who was this guy? Where he at? You know.
Yeah.
You know how dads is.
Yeah.
So he was one of those, but at the end of the day, you know, time went on and he just went on ahead.
Okay.
And roll with the flow.
So I'm gonna ask the last question. As far as your strength, because I, like, my mother is one of the strongest people that I know. Like, she's one of the strongest people. Where do you feel you get your strength from? Because I always, like, I see you do I'm talking about everything. Like, you make stuff happen. Even now, with me being grown, if I call you and I say I need something, with me living in a different state, you still make it happen. Or if I call you and I say a scene needs something, you make it happen. So where do you feel like you got your strength from?
Mom.
Grandma was the same way?
My mother.
Even with granddad being around, because they were together. So even with him being around, she always
helped me.
My grandmother was the gangster, by the way. Like, she was on house arrest. Like, she was out here in these streets, okay? My grandmother was it. But you feel like you got it from her. What about her caused you to have that strength? Like, what did you...
Because how she was raised and growing up, and how she was independent. She was a strong, independent black woman.
Yeah.
And she did everything. Yeah. It's like, in her relationship with my father, it's like she wore the pants.
Yeah.
She ain't play no games.
I remember you telling me she used to take his checks because he didn't want to go spin it and play numbers or do it.
Gamble? No, we ain't gambling this today.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring my mother on here because I know a lot of y'all, some people want to know, a lot of women that hit me in my DM want to know, like, where I get my drive from to keep moving forward and do different things and to start my nonprofit that I'm starting for single parents. It's from my mom, because I've seen her be strong. I've seen her do everything. So I wanted to bring her on here. This is her first time up here, but y'all definitely be seeing more of her. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Ma, I love you. Thank you for being on my channel. Too. And we out of here, y'all. And again, before we go, if nobody told you, make sure you remember you are appreciated. Peace and love, y'all.